and welcome to the show. I'm Jacquelene Closemore and you're on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. Coming to you live from my office in Melbourne. I've done a bit of refurbing. I've brought my painting in. Some of my books are here. There's more to arrive. There's actually a suitcase over here of just lots of books. It was very heavy. I had to push it down the street with great emphasis and manual labour, which is okay. I mean, but I'm not sure that I would have gotten that into a 20-kilo bag at the airport. Let's just put it that way. Would have set a few sensors off, including the back tail light of the car. But anyhow, where have I been? All right, well, where haven't I been? I've been moving my son to the country. He's got a job out there. I'm enjoying being able to go back and have a restful weekend away from the noise, out in the wops, as they call it in New Zealand, or in Australia, the outback. Well, we don't really use that word much here. It's just people like to think we use that word. It's a bit like other things about other countries versus Australia and why we're called the lucky country and down under, but I'll leave that for another time and your imagination probably. But yeah, so let's talk today about if you're wanting a reading on my show on this station, it's probably best to inbox me on Facebook under Jacquelene Closemore Live, or go onto jacqueline.com.au and just click on the radio show part and or just send an email through there. Just because I have sound issues from my end with taking your calls, but more than happy to respond to emails and do a reading that way over the air. Read them out. Also, if there's topics and areas you want me to cover, happy to do that. But today, just wanting to talk about, like, how do you know where you're meant to be in 2023? Yeah, like where's your intention at? What's it doing? It's a 7-year, it's a year of the rabbit. It's a time that can be kind of like go, 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 stop. And sort of this time of at times wanting to hibernate or, not necessarily be out amongst people, and then also yet wanting to spend time with family and these sorts of things. So, I think it's just really good to start the year by setting your intention. Sometimes people just don't have a plan. And I remember the old saying of failing to have a plan is planning to fail and all this sort of thing. And I don't know, I mean, some people can get through life fairly intuitively without a damn clue, can't they? And they just have all the luck in the world. And then you get these people who have to strive for every little bit and they go, why is that person having such a good time? It's like, well, they might be very lucky. And yes, that could be annoying to you who doesn't seem to have that much luck, but we can make our own luck through our decisions. And, we can also make good luck or bad luck, if you want to call it bad luck. I was recently asked by a client, they said that they felt they were cursed, and complex area. It's very rare, actually, that real curses are happening with clients. I mean, out of the clients who might tell me that they're cursed, I feel like maybe 80, 90% are not so much cursed as they are, like by someone else, as they are by their own attitudes. And that's saying that, I do understand completely that people can send you negative vibes, yeah? You can kind of also have a street with the worst feng shui, like just really disgusting. You might even have, I don't know, poltergeists walking through the house and rearranging your furniture. I mean, that's not going to be pleasant, fair enough. But when people talk about feeling like they're cursed and that this has been carried down through generations and all that sort of thing, it's a curse. If someone's trying to send negative juju your way, it's much easier for them to achieve that and have their desired result if they're trying to cause harm to you, if you're buying into it. So if you're kind of approaching it with a loving energy of, that doesn't mean I love this person who's sending me a curse. I mean, I actually do that kind of for humorous reasons, but I'm a bit subversive spiritually, right? Maybe you don't want to send love to that person because you're probably not going to feel like you love them and it's going to come off a bit weird. But in my weird humour, I can get away with doing that and has really positive effects. But I think the first thing is not to buy into the fear. The second thing is to look at what you can do to unhook any connection with them. So is there some part of you that's also annoyed by them that you're going, I really don't like them either? And I'm feeding that vibe with my anger or my fear and anger. Let's unhook that. Let's detach that. Maybe that anger is quite righteous in a way. I mean, we can have righteous anger. That's okay. But what do we do with it? It's what we do that may or may not be the right thing. It's okay to be upset or angry or fearful, but what are we now going to do with that? Are we going to sit in that fear, build the fear further, get angrier, start a tit-for-tat battle, like the pendulum swinging back and you're throwing it at each other, which only makes it swing more, by the way? Or are we going to sit back? And I really think in 2023, it's just a really good thing not to react, but to pause and then respond. What do we really want to do with this energy? So, for example, if someone sent me some bad juju, I just go, thanks for that. Look at that energy coming my way. You've put so much thought into that. I mean, obviously it's angry thought. Sorry for peeing you off that much, but clearly I've done something to annoy you, or maybe you're just constipated. I'm not sure, but thanks, right? Look, put a lot of energy into that. So here it comes, all right, feeling that. And then I'm going to transform that energy, turning it into like a ball. I'm just going to mold it round, yeah? And I'm going to take it from a negative energy to saying to the energy, thank you for coming. I know you were sent by Bob, Adam, I don't know, Georgina, whatever. Sorry if any of you called that and watching me and have no ill will, but anyway. So here's this energy, right? I'm going, look at you. All right, well, I'm going to change your intent. I'm going to change your intent from what they sent it in and circulate it around and change the intent. Say, thank you for sending that energy, Bob, Georgina, Adam, whoever, I don't know, Rumpelstiltskin. Thank you for sending that, putting all that thought into me. I'm now transforming this energy into love. Lashings and lashings, perhaps. Love comes in many forms, doesn't it? So I'm going to turn that into love. I'm going to just, it's a bit like you imagine, an air conditioner, right? It's like sucks in all the hot air and then it brings out the cold air, and then round the back it sends that hot air out. It's a bit like people who are upset for the wrong reasons of maybe having hot air themselves. So, you're sending that out and you're changing it, you're transforming it. So now we've got the cool air happening, which is ideal if it's summer. If it's winter, we might want to change that to the heater that draws in the cold, turns it into warmth. But so you can transform this energy. You don't have to sit with that energy remaining as it is. You can even set up a lodestone. And that's where you go and ask a stone. I know it sounds completely bonkers, but then a lot of spiritual stuff is kind of intangible, isn't it? But let's just play along with this, right? So you get a lodestone, you make sure this is the right one for you, and you just put it on top of 2 twigs or 2 pens so that the air can circulate all around it underneath and through. And you turn that into your air conditioner, only your energy conditioner. So the crap energy that's sent to you is then directed to the lodestone instead of you. That energy that's being sent to you goes whirring around in there, maybe compresses as it's clearing, until you, completely forgotten this, feeling nice and peaceful. Then all of a sudden one day you're going, oh, yeah, that's right, the lodestone. Oh, seems a bit full. All right, well, I might send that purified or clarified energy. I might send that out as loving, healing energy, to people in Turkey, for example, who've had a horrific, earthquake and all this sort of thing in Turkey and Syria. We might send healing to that. We might also send a donation because prayers alone, it's not enough, is it? So, we might do some physical activism for causes that are important. We might use some of that energy to help us to do that physical activism or that physical real world grounded help, but we're getting the energy to help sustain us to do that. If we use energy that's being sent to us for the good of other people, then we're using that overflow. We're not so much using our own energy. So it kind of insulates us against burning out in a way. So, you know, people wishing the worst for you can often contribute to the best of you, if you think about it. You know, there's many ways to counteract psychic attack or negative energy or people being awful. The most important thing is to not take it too seriously. I mean, yes, take your safety very seriously, but maybe laugh more. Maybe just go, yeah, look, I probably was an idiot and I probably upset them, and here's how I reckon that happened. Oops, here's my part in it. Maybe I'll change that part. And maybe, just maybe, they might change what's happening for them. They don't have to, because, you know, you can't necessarily change other people. We can change what we're doing. We can change our energy. That changes our dynamic. And then that can, in turn, change how people are responding to us. So we can go from feeling cursed to feeling pretty groovy. Hope that's helped you, giving you some ideas. I'm going to be back next week. And next week I'm going to be at Epping Psychic and Wellbeing Fair, 10 till 4 on Sunday, the 19th. In the meantime, see you next time. Lots of love to all of you. Have a great morning, afternoon or evening, no matter where you are in the world. More coming up after me on this channel. See you for now.